Nggak ada, nggak ada air ya, Bang?
Sore Pak Dipito.
Selamat sore Pak.
Selamat sore Pak Wika.
Wah, terima kasih Pak, masih sempat Pak.
Siap, siap. Mudah-mudahan koneksinya bagus nih, hujan.
Ini nanti start 4.30 Pak, jadi masih agak ada waktu.
Oh, setengah jam lagi ya?
Ya Pak.
Oh, saya kira jam 4, lupa saya.
Ya ini waktu tunggunya Pak, ada waktu tunggunya.
Oh iya, siap. Jadi ini Pak Bandung ya, Pak Bandung sehari ya?
Ya Pak, jadi dia kita kasih waktu lebih panjang dari sebelumnya, jadi agak bisa menjelaskan mengenai bahan oli itu untuk kawasan Afrika ini kan agak beda ini Pak ini.
Iya. Jadi lesson learn-nya terutama dari Pak Asmi ya?
Iya Pak, betul.
Oh siap. Bagus lah saya kira. Jadi tidak terlalu lama, tetapi komprehensif gitu kan ya?
Ya Pak. Jadi ini pun ya pokoknya 4.30 kita start Pak. Berapapun jumlah pesertanya yang terdaftar, karena kan
mudah-mudahan ini sinyal nih karena
ya Pak,
apa namanya, hujannya keras banget.
Ya, saya khawatirnya juga Afrika ini kan susah juga kadang-kadang masuk Pak.
Gitu ya?
Ya Pak. Sri, Yusuf Basirun. How are you?
Tan Sri.
Hello. Hello, Pak Ujang. I'm just listening from the background.
Yes, Tan Sri, I hear that. Suaranya kok double ya, Pak? Suaranya double ya? How are you, Tan Sri? Pak Debito?
I'm okay. Hi.
Yes. So, Pak Debito will open and you will close. Thank you so
No
much.
problem. Yeah. Hello, Azmi. Pak Azmi.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like our participant is so low, but actually we have double or triple in that. So I think whatever the participant it is, we'll try to start 16:35, something like that.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. How are you, Pak Asmi?
Tan Sri, sehat Tan Sri.
Hello.
Dr. Wijak,
Azmi?
okey ya?
Yeah.
Boleh dengar?
How are you?
Boleh.
Good.
How are you, Pak Asmi?
Fine. Pak Depito, sehat.
Sehat, Pak.
Sehat.
Oh ya, Pak Dopito.
Ever again. Good afternoon, Tan Sri.
How are you there in Africa? Over there, everybody healthy?
Lucunya satu Zoom berdua. Cute. Oh. Kamu bagian copy paste punya kamu ini mau aku ini lagi nih. I'm seeing 3 faces, even though 21. Taruh deh masih.
Hujan di sini, Pak Asmi. What about in KL?
Sama juga hujan tu. The line are not that stable today, so
Yeah, also
kadang-kadang
here, heavy rain.
I hope the line will be okay to read the presentation.
Yesterday we had a very good, lively discussion with Latin America.
Oh, good.
More than 70 people coming from Latin America. That's quite impressive.
Good.
So together with us from Malaysia, Indonesia, I think 100 participants.
Good. So any interesting issues or words from them from Latin America?
Yeah, of course. They ask what CPOPC is for, smallholders, and then in what way we can also assist them in establishing the good example of Malaysia, Indonesia when it comes to certification scheme or national mandatory certification. And I told them, of course, it is good for every country to have their own sustainability standard. But CPOPC is helping to build one standard for all, the
Yeah.
minimum standard that is what we know as the global framework. So they're happy if they are now because most of them are exporting their palm oil to Europe, right? So we all know that the certification they use is mostly the market-driven ones. There is RSPO and SEC. So, but Colombia inform us that they are in a very I think let us say final stage of developing their own certification scheme. That is quite
Oh,
interesting to know.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Then we can have a sustainable palm oil from smallholders.
that's right. Yeah.
And one guy asked me regarding establishing global island for all palm smallholders. They said, are we going to make it official as an caucus or any kind of thing like that?
Yeah. If we, of course, Tan Sri can explain, more later. But if we read the charter of CPOPC clearly, actually, CPOPC is entrusted to establish a forum for smallholders. So it is perfectly, in line with the charter.
Yeah.
And I think Pak Wicak has already been thinking about it, and with the possibility of establishing this forum, of course, through a concept,
Yeah, interesting.
But it is perfectly in line with the charter.
Okay, should be in that direction now.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Because I look at the statistics, 40% of the production come from the smallholders.
Very true, yeah.
We need another 4 minutes. We start whatever the participant. The show must go on, but
Yes, Pak, we'll need, we can start at 4:35 Jakarta time as we wait for more participants, if that's okay with everyone. We'd just like to welcome everyone. And let's wait for further 4 minutes.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir, pardon. On va attendre jusqu'à 4 minutes et puis on va commencer le rendez-vous. Merci.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I hope you can all hear me. Hope I'm audible. So I'd like to say good afternoon from Indonesia. Yeah, thank you. I'd like to say good afternoon from Indonesia and good day to everyone on Zoom. Because I'm sure it's already right now. I'm sure it's already like heading towards noontime in the African regions. So welcome to the second Smallholders Outreach Program organized by the Council of Palm Oil Producing Countries. Here we are at the back, Council of Palm Oil Producing Countries. And over here, we have colleagues from the Council of Palm Oil Producing Countries, Mr. Wichak, and also Ms. Nurul, or Madame Nurul, our interpreter. My name is Dinka, and I'll be the moderator throughout the whole session together with Mr. Wichak. So a few house rules to follow before we begin the session, everyone. So please mute your mic, especially when the speaker is presenting. And I'm seeing some of you have done it, but if you haven't already, please rename yourself using the format of first name and the country. Just like how a few of us have done it. So first name and the country. The reason being is we'd like to know where everybody comes from this afternoon. So it's easy. It's also easy to also get to know one another, knowing where one another comes from. So I'd like to also let you know that today's session will be on the CPOPC's YouTube channel. So do pay a visit, and we are on live recording now as we are speaking. Once again, it's a pleasure to see everyone from different countries. And the purpose of this program, the Smallholders Outreach Program, is to promote good agricultural practices of smallholders in Asia Pacific, Central and Latin America, and Africa. So today's actually the last day of the program, so we need to make the most of it. So this is a moment where you can participate lively, engage lively, talk to one another, ask questions, etc. I guess without further ado, to officially open the session, we would like to invite our Deputy Executive Director of the Council of Palm Oil Producing Countries, or CPOPC in short, Mr. Dupito Simamora. Yes, you can now welcome everyone. The floor is yours, Papa Dupito. Thank you.
Thank you, moderator. Very good morning to our friends in Africa, and good afternoon to our colleagues in Southeast Asia. It was more than 1 year ago, the Secretariat of the Council of Palm Oil Producing Countries initiated this outreach program for smallholders in the 3 tropical regions of the world. For 2 days in a row, we held a similar forum with Asia Pacific and Latin America. Today, we organize it with our friends in Africa, and we are very pleased to have participants from Ivory Coast, Gabon, Ghana, Nigeria, Senegal, and of course, Malaysia and Indonesia from our own region. The focus of our discussion today is sustainable palm oil and farmers. Talking about palm oil, we cannot but thank Africa for this precious commodity named palm oil. We all, producing and consuming countries without exception, are eternally thankful to Africa as the place of origin of this edible oil. For us, it is not only about oil, but the livelihoods of millions of people being uplifted for cultivating this valuable crop. We all know it is not without challenges, and these challenges we want to address together for our common interest. Supporting each other is not an option, but a must, and CPOPC would do its best to bridge and facilitate this partnership and collaboration. Our story of palm oil is a story of us trying to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, not in a narrow way, enacted by the European Union, but the 3 pillars of sustainability: economic, social, and environmental aspects, or more commonly known as 3 Ps: people, planet, and prosperity. We will protect the environment for sure, but not at the expense of human beings and economic gains. Allow me to particularly thank our distinguished speakers, Mr. Asmi Hassan of NAS Malaysia, Dr. Bandung Sahari of Indonesia. They are themselves are smallholders or have a lot of experience in the industry. Another important initiative introduced by the Secretariat this afternoon is the new website, especially built for smallholders, and other stakeholders to interact almost seamlessly on many issues relevant to our efforts in promoting sustainable palm oil and our global alliance in fighting negative sentiments directed to palm oil. Some of you are aware that CPOPC recently conducted a story writing competition for smallholders. We received more than 200 stories from 15 palm oil producing countries from the 3 regions. We have participants and winners from Africa, but the ministers of CPOPC would announce them at the same time. We'll launch the book, hopefully, on selected stories from 15 palm oil producing countries early December or 1 month from now. So with further ado, allow me to open this forum today. Thank you all and have a good, fruitful meeting. Thank you.
Much, Pak Dukito, for your very nice welcoming remarks for everybody here. Very motivating. And I would just like to give the opportunity for the interpreter to ask, to inquire if anyone needs assistance in French, in the French language, if that's all right. So please, Madame.
D'accord. Je commence. Bonsoir d'Indonésie. Merci pour vous de pouvoir venir dans notre rendez-vous. Comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous? Ça va bien? J'espère que vous allez bien. Merci de venir ici. Et tout à l'heure, on a déjà écouté un petit remerciement de Monsieur Dupito Sivamora. Et il nous dit des encouragements parce qu'on a déjà développé beaucoup de petits exploitants. D'accord? Et aussi, merci beaucoup pour Monsieur Azmi d'être intervenant, de venir intervenant ici pour notre rendez-vous. Voilà. N'hésitez pas à me poser des questions s'il y a la difficulté de comprendre ce que les intervenants ou voilà, les autres personnes quand ils parlent. D'accord?
Okay, thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, Pak Dubito. That's inspiring us. You give the inspiring remarks for us, so push our spirit. Thank you once again. So before I invite Pak Azmi, I would ask people from Africa. Actually, do you need translation to French, or you already have your English with you? Yes or no?
Let us know in the chat.
Let us know. Just say in the chat. So I assume that previously that you need assistance to translate it to French, but it looks like if you don't need to, so we just use English, all of it. Okay. I presume that you already your English. Okay then. So I would like to invite Pak Azmi to present your presentation. Pak Azmi is from National Association of Smallholder Malaysia, NAS, or sometimes we call it PKPKM. I think you have time, Pak Azmi. You have about 50 minutes to present, and then after that we will show your videos for about 15 minutes. Floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Wija. My warmest greeting to all participants from Africa. Good evening to Indonesia. Good morning to some other countries. And my thanks to CPOPC, especially Tan Sri Yusof, the CEO of CPOPC, the Deputy CEO, Pak To, and also the Secretariat. Thanks for giving this next the honor to presenting the topic Foundation Oil Palm Smallholder Development towards Sustainability. I choose this topic because it can show success of the mission palm voluntary with respect to smallholders. And it also in line with the smallholder outreach program webinar, strengthening the capacity of oil palm smallholders in achieving sustainable development goals and establishing global alliance of oil palm smallholders. Next, can you show the slide, please? Can you show the slide? Okay. Next, please. Next. Next slide. Next slide.
Give us a few minutes.
Can you?
Mr. Asmi? Yeah.
Okay, now next slide, please. Slide number 2.
It's okay?
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
I've outlined my presentation. I'll be starting with the landscape of Malaysian smallholder sectors and what makes the smallholder sectors in Malaysia very important to the Malaysian government. Then I'll touch on sustainability requirements, followed by Malaysian sustainable palm oil, good agriculture practices focusing on GAP, and I will touch a little bit on challenge to adoption of sustainability requirement, benefit to smallholders, and finally I will conclude my presentation. Next. Okay, now let's look at this graphic models of mine. I divided the stage of development, the success story of Malaysian smallholders development into 3 stages of 25 years period. Okay, I put it in the early stage. Because the development of smallholders, it was based on the government policy. Most of the development are based on government policy. So I divide into the first development stage is poverty eradication policy. The early development during this period. The presence of smallholders are not that significant. But during this period also, because of poverty reduction policy, the government is establishing new land and a development agency like Federal Land Development Authority and the state authority start to develop lands for the landless and to achieve the poverty reduction policy. So during that period, the total number of hectares is only 641,000 hectares. And during that period, you can see the smallholders are more unorganized smallholders under FELDA. The second stage of development, the success story of Malaysian palm oil industry is the increased income policy. During this period, from 1975 and above to year 2000, you can see where the development of downstream activities has started. And this period saw an influx of independent smallholders. The independent smallholders is the one who did develop the land themselves without assistance from the government. Of course, when they developed it, at the end of the day, when they want to do replanting, the government will come and help them. And of course, during this period, to implement the policy, the government has established agencies like POLA, PORIM, and POC. POLA is in charge of licensing authority, PORIM is in charge of the research area, and MPOC is in charge of the marketing. During this period, and of course, some of the NGO was established along the value chain. For example, at NASH, MPO are on the upstream, and the downstream, the MPO and the palm oil mill, OMA, PORAM, and all sorts of NGOs. Okay, during this period, you can see a marked increase of acreage from 641,000 to 3.376 million hectares. And of course, a lot of challenges toward the end of 1975. So one of the challenges is that anti-palm oil campaign, which concentrate on health during that period. And come to the third stage, which is the income. I call it income sustainability case. This period, I can tell you, a lot of smallholders now are quite stable, but the price of palm oil during that period make the income of smallholders sometimes are not in consistent, not sustainable. So during this period, the total acreage is 5.86 million hectares, whereby the independent smallholders account for 16.3%, which are 907,000, and the organized smallholders that is under the state or the Federal Land Development Authority is around 11.5%, which 724,000 hectares. The total area and the smallholder is 1.6 million hectares, as opposed to the other like estate and foundation. But during this period, the agency which is entrusted to carry out the policy of income sustainability and fighting against the anti-palm oil lobby, now they goes into environmental now. Environmental. During this period, POLA and PORIM was merged to become MPOB, and MPOCC, the Malaysian Palm Oil Certification Council, has been established during this period. This is to take care of the certification, because during this time, the income sustainability is based on the sustainable palm oil which is produced by the country or by the producer country. So in this stage right now, as this year, the number of certification, MSPO certification for smallholders in Malaysia, for the independent smallholder, we have achieved 50%, and for the organized smallholder, we have achieved 100%. Hopefully by year 2022, the independent smallholder can be certified by 100%. Next, please. Next slide, please. Can you go to the next slide?
Is that the slide that you wanted, or?
No, next slide,
Oh,
slide number
one.
2. Okay, this slide.
Oh, that is next. Yeah, that
Slide
is
number 2.
slide number 2.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, during the third stage, we can see that the sustainable requirement is needed for all producer countries. They need the demand for sustainable palm oil will be the world palm oil consumer agenda now and into the future. Malaysia is in full gear. Oh no, you can go back, please. Slide 4. Back the slides. One back. Previous slide.
Bapak Asmi?
Slide 4.
Slide number 4.
Yeah, one back. Previous slides.
This one?
No, previous.
Previous slide.
Yeah, this slide. Okay. When I say next, only you can change the slide, please, because.
Okay.
Okay. So there are, of course, this is common. There are 7 principles in the sustainable palm oil requirement. So, no. Don't change the slide, please. You are changing the slides.
Which number exactly?
No, you're going forward.
Okay, so
Slide
one more
4,
slide.
please. One more. Run.
Click next.
Next, please.
This one.
Yeah, next one. Oh, okay, this one.
Oh, this one. Okay, we'll stop at this one. Okay.
Let's stop at this one.
All
When
right.
I mention next, you change this. Okay. Okay. Now, sorry. Sorry for that. Okay. For the nations. No, you change the slide again before I. Please slide before that. Don't
There's
change
a
the slide.
connectivity problem.
No.
Okay. One moment.
Sorry,
It happens.
it goes very fast. I cannot. 2 slides at the back.
Okay, 2 slides at the back.
Back.
What's the? Can you give us the title of your slide?
Slide number 4.
Number 4. Slide number 4. MSPO.
No. Yeah. This is before this. Please.
It must be this one, right? MSPO sustainability requirements.
Another one.
Another
Before this. Before this. Yeah. Okay. Can you stop at that first?
This one is a landscape of Malaysian smallholder sectors.
That one. Stop here.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
no. Please.
The connection.
Go forward. One
Forward.
forward. Slides.
Okay. Now,
Number 2, please. Slide
this
number.
one. This one.
Next slide.
We're already
Next
on
slide.
number 2.
I finished this one. Next slide.
Okay.
Next slide.
Number
The best practice. The
best practice.
next slide.
Yes.
Okay. Stop this, please. Okay.
Sure.
Now.
Sure.
Okay, there are now 7 principles in the MSPO sustainable requirement. These are homegrown certification, which is being prepared by the Malaysian government. And of course, I'll be focusing on the best practices. Never mind. Now it's okay. For principle 6, best practices. Okay, when we establish the best practices, there is a lot of normative reference. Normative reference is document is supporting the bigger document. The bigger document here is the MSPO document. So along the value chain, from the seed producer, and then the nursery, the smallholders, the mills, and so forth, and the dealers. Okay, previous to MSPO, MPOB has successfully developed document normative document to support MSPO. So for the seed producer and the tissue culture producer, they have to follow certain guidelines from the nation standards. And then there are 19 seed producer and 8 tissue culture producer. And for planting material, there are 840 nursery, which is manage the planting material, quality planting material, and they have to follow the normative reference of COPN, Code of Nursery Practices. And for smallholders and estate, the upstream, they have to follow GAP, that is Good Agriculture Practices. For mills, they have to use the normative reference is GMP, Good Manufacturing Practices. And for dealers is intermediaries between the smallholders and they are referring to the dealers handling of quality handlers for the handlers. And of course, under MSPO, the smallholders, the independent smallholders are all clustered into the sustainable palm oil cluster to make it easy for the certification body to certify them. Okay, next please. Next slide. Yeah. Next slide. Okay, next slide.
Yeah.
Okay,
actually,
okay, good. Stop here. Okay,
yes,
now
okay.
I'll focus on principle 6, which is GAP, Good Agriculture Practice, the best practice. The normative reference for best practice in smallholding is the GAP, Good Agriculture Practice. So for this purpose of this presentation, I'll focus on this issue. So the objective of GAP is first to increase the oil palm productivity. Second is to increase sustainable palm oil production and to ensure quality palm oil and its products that are safe for usage. And of course, the important element of GAP in Malaysia, these are following the 3 pillars of sustainability, the 3 Ps, the profit, the planet, and the people. Okay, when you social acceptable is the people, eco-friendly is the environment, and have economic benefit is the prosperity of profit. Of course, the 3 pillars is supported by the legislation, the local legislation, to make it more transparent and so forth. Next, please. Next slide. Next slide.
Like there is a lag.
Next slide. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
All
thank
right.
you. Thank you.
Okay, it's okay, Pa.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. In the GAP activities, there are from planting materials to produce quality planting materials to have a quality FFB produced. That means starting from planting and land development and maintenance of land and water, fertilization, pest and weed control, front pruning, and harvesting of fresh fruit bunches. These are the main activities in the smallholders which contribute to good FFB. Next, please. Let's go to planting materials. The planting materials. Okay. Now, planting material, as I mentioned to you earlier, in the planting material, this is the birth of the industry. So we have to have a good planting material because the industry will be last for 25 years. So as I mentioned earlier, that the government agency which are supposed to license all these activities are MPOB. So under these activities, planting material, there are 2 licensed activities that ensure seedling and planting material used for planting oil palm. There are 19 seed producers and also 8 tissue culture producers certified under MFO, certified under MS 2005. Smallholders are not encouraged to purchase seedling tissue culture to ensure quality seed. There are 840 nursery operator licensed under MPOB and under licensing inclusion. Nursery should adhere to Code of Practice COPN. This to ensure nursery only sells quality D by piece planting material to smallholders. So this is one area which, when we the starting on industry, you must have a quality planting material. Nursery operator are only entity allowed to buy seedling raised for 9 to 10 months before selling to smallholders. This ruling is to ensure that planting material sold is from genuine seed producer have gone standard culling procedures. Next, please. Okay, and then this is another area in GAP which all smallholders, wherever you are, you must really look into this one, because if not, then you'll become facing problem. Because if we don't look at this one, and then when we might be facing problem when we are going activities, when we want to harvest and so forth. So there are the area use needs to be approved in terms of legislation for oil palm crops. Legitimacy of land is a requirement under MPOB licensing regulation, and of course under MSPO, to avoid unnecessary claim of ownership. As oil palm is an annual crop, if there is a claim after planting, it will become problem to the owner of the plantation or smallholders. For field planting, follow the recommendation planting distance. This is very important, but it of course depends on the advice from the expert locally, which relate to number of palm per hectare. And then for sloping areas, you should carry out soil conservation to ensure efficient use of fertilizer, reduce soil erosion and sludge deposit in ditches, and to avoid water contamination through pesticide or herbicide usage to waterways, especially to areas where waterways is a source of drinking water. Zero burning practices. In Malaysia, we are practicing zero burning practices. It's common practice by smallholders and estates. Under the Malaysian Environment Act, no burning is permitted, but smallholders are sometimes allowed under close supervision. Okay, I will touch a little bit under Principle 7 of MCO for new planting. Of course, we are following the needs of the consumer, NDPE policy, no deforestation, pit and exploitation, NDPE. Malaysia, as you know, has kept planting of oil palm under the policy of 6.5 million hectares. And of course, from the statistic, Malaysia is covered by forest. 60.3% are covered by forest. There is no statistic of problem of NDPE in Malaysia. Next, please. Okay, this is I want to show you a cross section of the area to ensure that a good palm oil development guide so that the gradient must not be more than 25%. This, if you can achieve this one, then it will help you during harvesting and also doing terracing and so forth. Next, please. Next, this is only to show you a picture of how we want to control soil erosion. We can use biomass. The extra, the FFB, the empty fruit bunches from the mill, you can use that one. You can use frond and so forth. And also you can use land cover crop, or you can do terracing of high hilly area. And of course, a sludge reservoir mostly is practiced in estate, but the smallholders can carry that also. This is very important, where you have to capture rainfall. If there is rainfall, and maybe you can put sludge there from the mill for the organic fertilizer. Next, please. Okay, now let's go to the next activity. This is the next important activity. This, once you have planted the planting material into the field, fertilization is very, very important, very crucial. If you don't look at fertilization, and it will affect the production later. So first thing is the activities you have to use fertilizer, which is recommended by certified agriculture expert locally. Of course, either it's by the government or by private sector. Type of fertilizer use, optimum rate, method of placement, time, and frequency of fertilization should be examined to obtain maximum benefit and minimize nutrient loss. This is very important because it in fact costs. Fertilizer usage must depend on age and nutrient requirement based on recommended by expert. You have to become based on soil and so forth. Record, this is very important for the smallholders. And under MSU, this is one of the areas we are really the smallholders should record the fertilizer usage, the location, date of usage, type, the rate. For example, in Malaysia, we are using chemical fertilizer 9 to 12 kilograms per tree per year. So maybe if there is a combination of organic and chemical, the rate can be reduced and it can reduce cost. And then, of course, the fertilizer application method is depend. Either you can use mechanization manually, but you want to do manual application, you must use PPE. And then fertilizer application manual must use personal protective equipment. Next, please. Okay, for pests and diseases, this is also a very, very important. Pests and diseases and fertilization have to be controlled and to be managed. Because if good fertilization, usually can reduce pests, can use damage to pests and diseases. For pests and diseases, it must be controlled. Of course, you can use integrated pest management, the barn oil or so forth. Minimal usage of pesticide. If you can use organic fertilizer, you can use bio management is okay. Non-chemical control is encouraged, biological method and manual. Use a variety of chemicals, avoid using banned chemical by state. This is very important. In Malaysia, for example, we are banned of using paraquat. So we don't use this because it's against the government ruling. Need to get advice from agriculture expert on use of pesticide. Next, please. Okay, this is the common palm pest and diseases found in Malaysia. Pests and diseases cause damage or death to tree. So it will affect the productivity severely. Major pests in oil palm in Malaysia: oil palm bagworm, rhinoceros beetle, rats, and the main disease now in Malaysia is increasingly important. And if it's not managed properly, it might cause a lot of damage to the palm oil. It's Ganoderma. Next, please. Okay, now after you have managed the pests, you have to do fertilization. This is the most important thing. It is the FFB produced. So you must have certain practices which can produce what I call it, premium FFB, or I can call it sustainable palm oil. I call it sustainable FFB. So Harvard FFB according to the harvesting standard accepted. In Malaysia, we have MPOB grading manual. So we have followed to have to follow this manual. If you follow according, there is a lot of guideline to determine the oil exchange rate, which is the basis of FFB price discovery in Malaysia. So the smallholder's price is based on oil exchange rate. So we have to practice zero tolerance of immature fruit bunches. There is no green fruit or immature fruit to be sent to the mill because it affects the OER. And loose fruit, where the higher OER is there, should be collected. But this is no problem for the smallholders. The stalks of the fruit bunches are less than 5 centimeters. This is also very important because if you have long stalk, this will absorb the oil at the mill and it can cause oil losses and reduce the oil exchange rate achieved by the smallholders. Of course, the prune frond needs to be gathered in the right area, provide mulching to the tree. All FFB must be sent to the factory within 24 hours after harvesting. This is a little bit problem with smallholders because we sometimes use intermediaries. We send to the dealers. Maybe the dealer will have to send it before 20 hours. If they delay it, it will cause a lot of problem to the FFB. The harvesting cycle should be controlled every 10 to 14 days. This to ensure quality FFB. But of late, because of lack of the COVID issues, the cycle have increased to 20 to 25 days. So hopefully after this, we can achieve a 10 to 14 days. This is the best practice harvesting cycle. Next, please. Okay, now this is of course transportation, post-harvesting handling. Okay, all FFB that is the fruit from the farm, I mentioned that should be sent to the plant with minimal damage, delay, and pollution. No delay, it should be within 24 hours. In field collection also must have the same standard. From the tree to the side road, you must exercise the same standard, minimal damage, delay, and pollution. Transport to factories, this is also important. Vehicles transporting FFB must be licensed, sealed, and cannot be used to transport dangerous cargo. This is to ensure no contamination of hazardous chemical. Okay, for the dealers, the intermediate collection center, the RAM, we encourage them, we always advise them, the FFB must not be shoveled into the vehicle from the RAM floor to reduce FFB damage that can affect the FFA content. And we can, if the quality of the FA is high, the price will be low. Next, please. Okay, now let me go to the challenge to adoption of sustainability. Okay, one of the challenges of sustainability is the income. So what are the factors that contribute to income? You see, for the smallholders, they have to make decision whether to put the money on the table for food or to put money on the farm. This is the biggest decision made by any smallholder. So this depends on the price and the quality of the product produced at the field. For example, one area, this is the cost of living. In Malaysia, the cost of living are increasingly high. And of course, with low price of palm oil, this is lead to low productivity and low gap achievement. The second thing is progressive increase in farm input. The fertilizer input is increasing because most of the fertilizer in Malaysia are imported, the cost is high. So this will affect the production cost. And of course, it will reduce the income. So at the price, a low price, and the income will be low. And this will affect the productivity. And then of course, the one area is very important is the transparency in business. Here, fair trade. Low price will be due to unfair trade or non-transparent price formulation. Hopefully with MSPO, this can be solved and we can have a very transparent pricing where the smallholder can get a premium price for their premium product. I give you an example. Right now, the price are quite high, but I just give an example. Let's say the price of CPO is 2,000 per ton, Malaysian ringgit. The FAPX price should be around, from the mill, is around 5,500 ringgit Malaysia per ton. But the smallholders, they will be getting a discount of 200 ringgit. They're only getting 300 ringgit. That is the price of 2,000 ringgit. Right now, the price are quite high. So we are quite comfortable. The price of this is good also. So it's a very important to sustain the farm oil price. That is, of course, the consumer has to help us in this respect. Of course, finally, this is the social capital. This is very important. The social capital, this is the value of the smallholder. You see, the smallholders in Malaysia, average age is around 63 years. And the standard of living is low accessibility to bank credit and financial institution. So with no government assistance, there will be no replanting or less rate of replanting. So when there is no replanting and years to come, this will reduce productivity of smallholder. So all in all, this will contribute to low income. And of course, with low income, the farmers will make a decision to put the money on the table rather than to put the money in the field. So there will be low gap. Next, please. Of course, of all these issues, if the price of palm oil right now quite good, around 1,000 ringgit per ton of FB in Malaysia. So we are getting maybe around 800 ringgit per ton. And of course, with this, palm oil can help to reduce poverty or no poverty, and of course zero hunger, which is the element of SDG. So the smallholder can provide good clothing, comfortable housing with good environment, able to make saving. This is very important. Able to make saving investment and able to buy medication. Of course, in Malaysia, medication is sometimes subsidized by the government, but of course we need income to be able to buy good medication for our family, and of course access to basic transportation system and good and enough food for the smallholders. Next, please. So finally, after explaining the success story of the Malaysian palm oil to sustainability, let me just conclude that the development of Malaysian smallholder sectors, the Malaysian government policy augurs well for the development of this Malaysian palm oil industry. Close rapport and support from the industry, the NGOs are important in guiding the implementation of development policies. Second thing is, Malaysia oil palm industry is highly regulated. Therefore, mandatory MSO GAP intention is not new to the industry. MPOB Act and regulation have been an interpretation of good quality of Malaysian palm oil product all along. Smallholders' challenges can be overcome by balancing with the benefit from the sustainability requirement, thus promoting the achievement of 17 Sustainable Development Goals agenda by 2030. With that, thank you very much. Hope if any question, you can just relay to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Azmi. I think that's a very interesting presentation. And to emphasize the implementation of good agricultural practices, let's watch the video, the success story smallholder in Malaysia. The video is on, please.
Allahu Akbar, Allah.
next video. Saya pergi dulu ya.
Okey, jadi.
Nama saya Muhammad Syarah Aizam bin Syafi'i, umur 38 tahun. Dah berkecimpung dalam sawit sejak 2009. Merupakan generasi ketiga dari atuk dan ayah.
Mr. Sharol is a Malaysian smallholder who ventured into palm oil plantations since 2009. As one of Malaysia's successful smallholders, Mr. Sharol discovered that the palm oil smallholding improved his welfare throughout the years.
Bermula tahun 60-an, arwah atuk memulakan perniagaan jual beli kopi. Kemudian pada tahun lebih kurang 1975 hingga 1980 baru ada perubahan dari kopi ke kelapa sawit. Perubahan dari kopi ke kelapa sawit sebab harga untuk kelapa sawit lebih stabil pada masa itu dan mendapat galakan daripada kerajaan. Selepas saya tamat pengajian dalam bidang perikawanan, saya bekerja selama lebih kurang 3 tahun di Bank Negara Malaysia sebagai eksekutif kanan audit. Kemudian terdetik untuk mengikuti keluarga untuk perniagaan ini sebab saya dapati perniagaan ini lebih menguntungkan dan mempunyai masa yang terluang untuk keluarga. Dan saya dapati potensi untuk industri sawit ini bertambah pesat dan semakin maju di Malaysia. Seawal penglibatan dalam kelapa sawit, saya mula menggunakan motosikal dan pekerja pun belum ada. Kemudian saya tambah pekerja seorang dua untuk menguruskan petik buah dan baja dan meracun. Kemudian sampai sekarang saya sudah ada 5 pekerja untuk petik buah, pemandu lori 2 dan pemandu jentera berat untuk kerja-kerja ladang seorang. Tanaman kelapa sawit saya bermula sikit demi sikit lah. Sampai sekarang sudah ada 20 ekar yang bersijil dengan MSPO. Umur antara 7 ke 12 tahun. Tanam semula bermula seawal 2007 sehingga 2012 dan yang terbaru sehingga 2014 dan 16. Hasil daripada pokok-pokok tersebut purata lebih kurang 20 tan untuk 20 ekar. Dan purata untuk harga sekarang antara 850 ke 900 satu tan, saya boleh memperoleh pendapatan sebanyak 20,000 sebulan.
Following the government's guidelines, Mr. Sharol consistently complies with the requirements stipulated in line with the Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil Certification.
Sejak berkecimpung dalam industri sawit secara kecil-kecilan ni, saya telah mendapat khidmat nasihat daripada pihak tunas MPOB dari segi penanaman, pengurusan ladang, kawalan makhluk perosak dan teknologi-teknologi yang didedahkan oleh pihak MPOB. Sebelum saya mengikuti nasihat daripada MPOB untuk amalan pertanian yang baik, GAP, hasil pendapatan daripada kebun sawit saya boleh dikatakan separuh daripada apa yang ada saya sekarang. Jadi boleh dikatakan GAP membantu meningkatkan produktiviti kelapa sawit saya sehingga 2 kali ganda. Walaupun usaha lebih sikit, usaha dan dari segi masa dan usaha lebih sikit untuk mengikuti standard GAP ni, tapi berbaloi lah dengan hasil yang saya peroleh sekarang.
Besides maintaining his palm oil smallholding, he also adopts integrated farming to maximize his income, as well as helping him preserve the smallholding. On his estate, he raises goats and plants other crops, such as bananas and papayas. This integrated farming model not only helps him sustain, but also contributes to the ecosystem in his smallholding.
Sementara menunggu hasil tanaman sawit matang, saya juga membuat integrasi tanaman kontan di ladang sawit, iaitu pisang tanduk untuk menampung kos harian sambil menunggu pendapatan daripada buah yang matang yang ditanam. Selain itu, saya juga ada membuat penternakan kambing di dalam ladang sawit sehingga sekarang. Untuk integrasi tanaman, semasa tanam semula, hasil jualan pisang tu saya boleh dapat antara 500 ke 1,000 ringgit sebulan, manakala untuk integrasi kambing antara 1,000 ke 2,000 ringgit sebulan. Untuk integrasi ternakan kambing, saya menanam rumput napier sebagai makanan utama kambing yang saya tanam di sekitar kandang dan di bawah barisan pokok ladang sawit bagi memudahkan pekerja menuai dan memberi makan kepada kambing, di mana dapat menjimatkan masa dan kos kepada saya. Selain itu, ada juga tanaman integrasi yang lain seperti pokok betik, sayur-sayuran dan cili. Hasil dari tanaman integrasi ini bolehlah memberi tambahan pendapatan bulanan antara 500 ke 1,000 sebulan kepada saya. Untuk integrasi tanaman dan ternakan ini, selain memberi pendapatan tambahan kepada saya, benda-benda ini juga merupakan satu pemberian balik kepada ekosistem dan biodiversiti alam sekitar, memberi sumber makanan kepada haiwan-haiwan dan perlindungan untuk mereka.
Mr. Sharol has a good relationship with Smallholders Non-Government Organisation and the Malaysian Palm Oil Board, thus getting a lot of consultation in advancing his smallholding.
Sejak saya mula tanam sawit, pihak MPOB melalui tunas tak jemu-jemu datang bagi nasihat, tunjuk ajar, buat demonstrasi di kebun, datang bagi ceramah tentang GAP, amalan ladang yang baik, cara penuaian yang optimum, cara baja dan racun yang optimum di ladang. Terus membantu saya menguruskan dan mendapatkan pensijilan MSPO. MPOB juga banyak membantu dalam menyampaikan maklumat-maklumat semasa berkaitan sawit, terutamanya dari segi teknologi yang sedia ada yang boleh dipakai, seperti mesin cantas dan roller picker untuk mengoptimumkan kerja-kerja di ladang. Pihak MPOB memberi latihan dari segi teori, dari ceramah dan juga di kebun. Datang ke kebun, tunjuk cara macam mana guna mesin, macam mana nak kait buah guna mesin cantas, guna roller picker macam mana kutip biji di bawah sampai bersih, sampai mendapat hasil yang lumayan untuk pekebun kecil. Teknologi-teknologi yang diperkenalkan MPOB ni banyak membantu saya di kebun dan terutama dan juga kerja-kerja pekerja saya untuk menguruskan ladang dari segi petik buah dan membaja dan meracun. Saya telah menjadi ahli Persatuan Kebangsaan Pekebun Kecil Malaysia sejak tahun 2011. Sejak menjadi ahli, saya dapat banyak khidmat nasihat dan tunjuk ajar, selain jadi tempat rujukan untuk aduan-aduan saya yang berkaitan masalah di kebun seperti serangan ulat ganoderma, ulat bungkus, serangan tikus, dan juga boleh berbincang dengan PKPKM untuk benda-benda yang berkaitan dengan harga sawit di kilang. Melalui penglibatan saya dalam PKPKM, saya dapat bertemu dengan pekebun-pekebun kecil yang lain dan mengeratkan ukhuwah disaling bertukar-tukar pendapat dan maklumat dengan pekebun kecil di seluruh Malaysia. Untuk urusan operasi di ladang sawit, setelah mendapat khidmat nasihat daripada MPOB untuk amalan perdagangan yang baik, GAP, kita potong buah sebulan 2 kali, satu pusingan antara 14 ke 15 hari untuk pokok matang. Untuk pokok muda, kita potong antara 20 hari ke 30 hari. Untuk pembajaan, kita buat pembajaan berkala mengikut kesesuaian semak di ladang, dan baja kita targetkan 1 tahun boleh dapat antara 3 ke 4 kali pusingan, di mana setiap pusingan kita beri antara 2.5 ke 3 kilo sepokok, dan baja yang kita gunakan dah tentulah baja MPOB F1. Sebelum saya ikut JAP MPOB, saya racun kebun ni secara total. Racun semua dan rumput dalam kebun. Sampai tak ditinggal apa pun rumput. Jadi merosakkan akar pokok. Atas nasihat MPOB, kemudian saya membuat semburan untuk rumput secara terpilih. Membuat racun secara lorong untuk pokok matang, dan pokok kecil tanam semula kita buat racun secara bulatan saja, dan mengekalkan rumput-rumput segar dalam pokok untuk menyuburkan tanah. Kesan sistem racun yang sistematik melalui JAP, hasil saya bertambah sedikit dan tidak berkurang, tetapi kos meracun dapat dikurangkan. Jadi memberi pendapatan lebih kepada saya.
Smallholders play a vital part in sustaining the palm oil industry. The smallholders have gone through a lot of hardship and fulfill stringent requirements to ensure their product meets the quality and standards set by the government in line with the Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil Certification.
Kelapa sawit adalah tanaman utama yang memberi pendapatan dan meningkatkan kualiti hidup saya dan keluarga. Inilah sebabnya kami, pekebun kecil sawit Malaysia, sentiasa memastikan tanaman kelapa sawit kami berada dalam keadaan baik dan berkualiti. Kami mengalu-alukan kepada semua untuk datang ke Malaysia untuk melihat sendiri tanaman kelapa sawit kami di sini. Kami yakin anda pasti menyayangi tanaman ini seperti mana kami menyayanginya. Jadi datanglah ke Malaysia.
Very much, Pak Azmi, for the video. So after this, after Pak Ol and Pak Bandung, we will have final discussion. Thank you.
So right now, we are going to show you a video on barn owl keeping, which details about the effectivity of keeping barn owls as pest controllers. Beforehand, I'd like to introduce everyone here on Zoom to Pak Bandung Sahari from Indonesia in the session. He's a senior researcher in oil palm and biodiversity, and he'll give a short talk after the video. We'll just show you the video for the next 9 minutes, and after that we'll have some words or two from Pak Bandung. Thank you.
Kita sekarang berada di sebuah ladang kelapa sawit yang menampung pelbagai jenis haiwan. Oleh kerana bekalan makanannya cukup tinggi, terutama buah kelapa sawit. Jadi antara haiwan yang paling banyak sekali dalam habitat kelapa sawit adalah tikus.
Kalau pokok tinggi nak bagi macam mana? Sebab dia serang macam ni contoh kan. Tikus serang bahagian ni.
Inilah kesan serangan tikus pada andam buah muda. Serangan lama yang mungkin serangan lama berlaku dalam 2 atau 3 minggu lepas.
Jadi persoalannya bagaimana untuk mengatasi masalah tikus. Bilangannya terlalu besar dan menggunakan racun tikus ataupun rodenticid adalah kaedah yang selama ini diguna pakai. Namun dia mempunyai masalah-masalah sampingan. Antaranya dia mungkin membunuh juga hidupan liar yang tidak disasarkan dan mendedahkan hidupan liar kepada risiko keracunan. Jadi kaedah yang terbaik ialah IPM ataupun pengurusan perosak bersepadu, iaitu menggabungkan penggunaan racun yang sesuai, yang tidak tinggi keracunannya, tahap keracunannya, bersama dengan ejen kawalan biologi. Dan haiwan yang terbaik untuk melaksanakan tugas ini adalah burung pungguk jelapang ataupun Taito alba. Kita sekarang berada di samping sebuah kotak sarang burung pungguk jelapang. Kotak sarang ini dibina kerana burung pungguk jelapang ini dia tidak membina sarangnya sendiri. Jadi perlu disediakan kotak-kotak sarang. Dengan kepadatan satu kotak sarang bagi setiap 10 hektar ataupun mungkin lebih, burung ini boleh mengawal tikus secara berkesan.
Penggunaan ejen biologi menggunakan burung pungguk atau Taito javanica. Burung pungguk ini mampu makan tikus dalam satu family lebih kurang dalam 3 hingga 5 ekor, dan mana dalam setahun dia boleh memakan tikus hingga 1000 ekor tikus satu keluarga. Jadi penggunaan burung pungguk ni sangat efektif. Burung ni sangat mudah untuk mengambil dadan disebabkan burung ni sangat mudah didapati di kawasan kelapa sawit. Kita hanya memerlukan memasang kotak sarang dan kos RM20 satu hektar. Kos itu lebih jauh murah berbanding penggunaan racun kimia, racun tikus.
Kerana burung pungguk jelapang ini tidak boleh membina sarang sendiri, jadi kita sediakan kotak-kotak sarang dan mereka akan masuk, bertelur dan membiak di dalamnya. Okey, sekarang kita nak bercakap tentang ciri-ciri burung pungguk. Bagaimana dia boleh menjadi seekor pemangsa yang berkesan. Kalau kita perhatikan muka dia, muka dia berbentuk disk, berbentuk disk begitu, dan dudukan telinganya, satu di atas, satu di bawah. Binaan telinga seperti ini memungkinkan menuruti ataupun menjejaki pergerakan tikus. Itu yang pertama. Yang keduanya, kalau kita perhatikan bulunya sangat halus, sehingga apabila dia terbang, dia tidak akan menyebabkan ruffling ataupun bulunya berombak begitu. itu akan menyebabkan dia mampu untuk terbang dengan senyap. Dan dia mempunyai sayap dengan bukaan yang sangat lebar, dengan nisbah berbanding panjang tubuh yang begitu besar. Dengan binaan seperti ini, maka dia tidak perlu menggibaskan sayapnya. Dia cuma perlu meluncur saja. Dan ini akan menyebabkan dia boleh memburu mangsanya dengan senyap. Kemudian kita perhatikan pula dia punya paruh seumpama pisau yang boleh memotong. Begitu juga kuku kaki, boleh memotong dengan cepat. Dan kemampuan ini memungkinkan burung ini menangkap seekor tikus yang mungkin saiznya besar, tetapi dipotong kepalanya dan ditelan kepalanya saja, ataupun sebahagian saja daripada tikus yang dibunuh. Burung ini amat mudah untuk dikenali berdasarkan kepada wajahnya dan juga pada warnanya berwarna putih. Jadi tidak mungkin kita tersilap burung ini dengan apa yang dianggap sebagai burung hantu. Ini bukan burung hantu, ini kita panggil pungguk jelapang, kerana bunyinya pun tidak seperti burung hantu. Dan satu lagi, umum berpendapat burung ini akan mengganggu ternakan. Contohnya anak ayam, anak itik dan sebagainya. Itu tidak mungkin berlaku kerana burung ini dia memburu pada waktu malam. Dan tidak kedapatan burung ini memburu haiwan ternakan, khususnya ayam itik. Itu tidak pernah dibuktikan. Bancian yang kita buat berdasarkan kepada muntahannya, mungkin daripada ribuan pelet ataupun muntahan yang dikutip itu, mungkin beberapa saja yang terdiri daripada tupai, burung. Ribuan yang lain adalah tikus. Itu adalah berdasarkan kepada tulang-tulang dan juga skal ataupun tengkorak yang dapat kesan daripada muntahan tersebut. Jadi inilah satu manifestasi pertanian dalam konsep pemeliharaan alam sekitar, dalam konsep mengatasi masalah perosak dengan menggunakan kaedah-kaedah yang lebih mesra alam, tidak merosakkan alam dalam bentuk yang lebih meluas, tidak menjejaskan hidupan liar yang sebenarnya merupakan satu unsur biodiversity yang sangat penting. Dan ia harus dia terokai lagi supaya ianya boleh meliputi lain-lain pengurusan perosak di dalam meningkatkan hasil pertanian.
Great, thank you very much for that wonderful video. Very, very insightful. Now, I'd like to say hi. We'd all like to say hi from the Secretariat here to Dr. Bandung Sahari from Indonesia. Hello again. Nice to see you, Dr. Bandung. Greetings from all of us. I hope you're well.
Thank you.
We like your batik, by the way. We really like the colorful batik, palm oil color.
I love batik a lot.
Very good. Okay, so I guess the floor is yours for the next 5 minutes. So you can impart to all our friends here, especially the ones in Africa, about owl keeping and biodiversity. The floor is yours. Yes, for the next 5 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me. So then, greetings to all of us, the Honorable the Deputy of Executive Director Bapak Dupito, and also Pak Yusuf Basiron, and also Pak Asmi, Pak Wicak, and other and other distinguished participants. And before I deliver some thought about the video and also the part also, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Bandung Sahari, and I'm a researcher at PT Astra Agrolestari. Actually, I'm focusing my research on sustainability matters, especially with regards to biodiversity, biological control, integrated waste management, and also landscape ecology. Furthermore, I'm also actively involved in the Indonesia Palm Oil Association, GAPKI, and also active as a fellow in the Center for Transdisciplinary and Sustainability Science, IPB University. Very good mornings in Africa and good afternoon, good evening in Indonesia and Malaysia. So I think I would like to thank Dr. Hafiz Muhammad Nur. I think he already explained everything about the utilization of barn oil through the video. I think Pak Wicak should invite him, not me. So, yeah, but
he did.
But actually, I'm requested to answer if there is any question regarding the video, especially for the utilizations of barn oil in oil palm plantations. I think barn oil is very common in Indonesia and Malaysia, but actually this species is also cosmopolitan. It can be found in Europe and many other areas in the world, but not in Antarctic. And I don't know if this species is also utilized for pest control in Africa. But we can discuss this later. But in Indonesia, I think we use this species to control rats populations, and as Dr. Hafid has explained before, that the rats is very important pest in oil palm plantations. And Indonesia, the estimated loss due to these attacks range from 5 to 10% of the total yield. And I think we need to think about it. And they can damage various types and stages of the plant growth. So then they breed very fast, so monitoring needs to be done before their population raises up. I think the most promising methodology and the green method is biological control by using this natural enemy. And then I think the utilization of Pito alpha has been clearly explained by Dr. Hafiz, and then I don't want to repeat it again because of it's really clear in the video. But in Indonesia, it is applied not only in the companies but also in smallholders. You know that Indonesia plantations cover about 16 million hectares, where 41% of it's owned by smallholders. So I think this is a huge number that is owned by the smallholders. And then for me, I'm working for PT Astra Agrolestari, and this company also works with more than 60,000 farmers. And I think it is very important to make sure that the pest control in rats control in oil palm plantation use this species. But Indonesia is unique. You know, Indonesia is an island country, and then we are not only relying on the Pito alba in rats control, but local species use also needs an attention, especially in Sulawesi region. Sulawesi is in Wallacea. Wallacea is a special area and not connected to the Malaysia, in Kalimantan and Sumatra, and not connected to the Australia and Papua, but it's like Wallacea. This is the oceanic islands. And these regions has a different old species. In Indonesia, we use Tito rosenbergi, the Sulawesi musk oil, a close relative of the palm oil, but has a relatively larger body size. It is endemic in Sulawesi Islands. And I think this utilizations of this endemic species is in line with the biodiversity conservations. And yes, this is very unique, yeah. Where other islands use this palm oil, but in this island use the titorosin brachy with the similar effectivity. So I think it's already 5 minutes.
Thank you so much for keeping
So I'm
time.
ready if there is any questions from the audience.
Sure. Yeah. So actually, we're saving that time for the panel discussion that's happening right now. So I'm actually going to give the floor back to Pak Wicha.
Okay. Thank you very much, Linda. So, ladies and gentlemen, right now it's time for us to have a panel discussion. Actually, so we have here Mr. Azmi, who is the leader of Smallholder Malaysia, and then we have Dr. Bandung. He's senior researchers of oil palm, and myself here to be with you. So I invite everybody. I saw here from brothers from Nigeria, Mr. Persivan from Nigeria, Mr. Unime, Mr. Abdullaye, Mr. Adejo, Mr. Lava, Mr. Meleje, Mr. and Mrs. Osayande, and Mr. Kwame. So I invite all of you to participate in here. Whatever they say, oh, hi, hello, brother. So all of you can ask a question, or even you can share what you have in your mind about our presentation, about how to make smallholder better than now, things like that. Anybody want to start?
Hello, Abdullah from Cote d'Ivoire. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
We can.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Good morning or good evening to everybody.
Yes.
I have a question concerning the pricing system in Malaysia. Because, like you just said, sustainability lies on the very near social environment of the smallholders. Because if the pricing is right, then the smallholder could try to fulfill all the requirements of the sustainability process. So I like, because in Cote d'Ivoire right now, pricing is a big issue within the, in the big the chain, the value chain. So I would like to know in Malaysia or Indonesia how you manage to deal with the sharing the the income coming from the old business. I know that MPOB or MPOC kind of regulate the pricing system. I'd like to know a little about how it's done. Because here in Cote d'Ivoire, the pricing is made within the interprofession, but from time to time, because of the impact on the social level, the national level, government jump in and try to moderate or to regulate. So it's not always easy, especially for the moment while the prices are very high. For the small order, to get the advantage of this price is not easy. So we need to know how you manage in Malaysia or Indonesia to to tackle this problem. Thank you.
Okay, Pak Azmi, time is yours to answer that question.
Yeah.
You still off, you still mute.
Excuse me?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Abdullah.
Boleh saya tak apa. I don't get the question very well. I only heard about the price, how to price the FFB. Is that so?
Yes. How you price the FFB from the,
I cannot get the question clearly.
Because in Cote d'Ivoire, we fix the price each month.
Okay.
We link to the the market.
Okay. You are talking about the price discovery of the smallholders price.
Yes.
That's true? Okay. Thank you very much. I can just, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, in Malaysia, we don't regulate the price. What we do, we regulate the quality of the FFB sent to the mill. You see, the system is a count-back system.
Yes.
We calculate the CPO price and count back, minus all the expenses, cost, and come to FFB price.
Yes.
And then we get the price. Of course, let's say for example, the CPO price is 5,000 ringgit.
Yes.
For example, now a simple calculation of 20% OER, just 20% of 5,000 ringgit. This is a very rule of thumb pricing system, but detail is much longer.
Yes.
So it's made around 1,000 ringgit. Okay. As I mentioned, when the price 5,000 ringgit, the price of FB should be around 1,000 ringgit or 1,000 ringgit plus. Okay. In Malaysia, there are the system. This is the guideline. The government will what they call it, publish in papers and in news, and then we can have a guideline price. So when we deal with the dealers and the mill, we know what price is for that particular day. Let's say, for example, 1,000 ringgit. So, and we send our product to the dealers. The dealers, we have in mind that the price during that period is 1,000 ringgit. So we are sending good quality. The quality of FFB in Malaysia is graded based on MPOB grading manuals. So with this grading manuals, roughly you can determine the oil extraction rate. So price in Malaysia is based on 1% oil extraction rate. The higher oil extraction rate you get, the higher FFB price you get. The lower, then the lower price you get. So this is very important for GAP. If we follow strictly GAP, we can produce good premium FFB, and hopefully we can get premium price. Of course, if you send direct to the mills, you get a higher price. For example, for those smallholders, like the organized smallholders, they send their product, the FFB, direct to the mills. They are getting higher price as compared to independent smallholders who are using the service of the intermediaries. So right now, if I'm not mistaken, with the price of 1,000 ringgit, the organized smallholders are getting around 930 to 950 ringgit per ton. For the independent smallholders, after deduction of 200 ringgit, we are getting around 800 ringgit per ton. So that's how. So we don't regulate price because there's no standard, but we are regulating the quality of the product sold to the mill. Thank you. I think that helped you.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I get you. I think it's about the same process in Cote d'Ivoire. We have all is based on the quality of the fruit.
Yes, that's right.
And this quality is catch by the extraction rate, which is the combination of the quality of the fruit and the performance of the mill also. So the pricing is based on this. We start from the price on the market, the international market, and then we take out all the charges before we serve the farmers. But in the government does not in any time, jump in the process, because sometimes if the price is too high, let's say the price of the refined oil is too expensive or too high for the consumer, the government may try to regulate, despite that we have our own internal process based on the quality of the fruit. So like you just said that the government does not intervene in the process of pricing in Malaysia or Indonesia.
No, we don't intervene, but we determine in quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's good to know, because we fix the expression rate on a yearly basis. For 1 year, we said that we'll retain 21 or 22% as an expression rate, and all the calculus are based on these rates.
Okay.
Which is supposed to take into account the quality of the fruit that are sent to the mills.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Abdullah. I just
Thank you very much.
need to add a little bit information about that in Indonesia. So actually, in Indonesia, it's about the same with that in Malaysia. That's the differentiate is just a little bit. In Indonesia, the government likely to control that one by provide a guidance about the price. But still, the same. The guidance is always dependent upon the quality of FFB. Then also dependent upon the price of CPO.
Yes.
When in the field, the fluctuation is very high. See, like the guidance are only for works for 1 month, but the price is, it's very, very dynamic. So the actual price is dependent upon the actual price of CPO.
CPO, yes.
Yes, it's about the same actually.
That's it.
So
I understand.
So when people in Indonesia, when the price of CPO is very high, the people in Indonesia will get the price of FFB is very high also.
Yes.
That's very nice.
Which is logical.
Yes. So
okay.
We can still communicate with our website. So after this, we can talk about the website also.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
So anybody try to questions, or Bobby, you can share your own there.
Yeah.
So if not, probably I will. Oh, someone?
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Lawal. Yes.
Yes, please. Yes, I'm sorry I didn't see the hand mark. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you. This is Samuel Lawa from Nigeria.
Yes.
I want to make a comment and also a question as well.
Yes.
Concerning, the smallholders in Malaysia or Indonesia, how easy is it for them to access land for planting? Is it through the government or through the community? Because here in Nigeria, one of the major challenges we are facing is accessibility to land. For us to access land for planting, it's a serious challenge here in Nigeria, So I want to know the ways by which the smallholders over there, have access to land and probably clearing, of the land before planting. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Ask me.
You see, in Malaysia also, in the early stage of development, as I mentioned earlier, the government went to the policy of poverty eradication. The Malaysian government are giving land to the landless, and this is in the early days. But now the policy is no more there. So some in the second stage of development of smallholders, there is a lot of migration of smallholders from rubber to palm oil. So the land ownership is very important.
Okay.
So in Malaysia, in the first stage they are giving land, but after that there is no more land to be given to the smallholders. So those smallholders who find that palm oil is a good crop, they migrate from other crop to palm oil. That's why you can see in the second stage of development, there is a marked increase from 600,000 hectares to nearly 3 million hectares. There is a lot of independent smallholders who are using their own land, legitimate ownership of the land. This is very important because under the law, under the Malaysian, all smallholders are licensed in Malaysia, for your information. So to get your palm oil must be licensed, and one of the requirements that the land must be legally owned by the smallholders. Either it's your own land or you rent or whatever it is. Okay, that's how it is. But of late, government are not giving land. There is no more land to be given to the smallholders. Thank you.
So, Mrs.
Okay,
and Mrs. Sangae, just to add just a little bit. In Indonesia, back then in 1980, when people have no plantation at all, we have program, the name of program is plasma nucleus plantation. So everybody got that. That's a lot of lands that you know. But now that's no more like in Malaysia. So now we call it, we have an independent smallholder. Means that everybody has to have their own, and then they plant it by themselves. So that's like that, Mr. Lava. Hope that you there have better condition than us probably.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you. So now we go to Ms. Bridget also Sanyande. Please welcome.
Okay. How do I get these materials?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I just directly give the answer to you. After this, I will show you the website dedicated for smallholders. So all of the material is already there. So not only you can access photos, information like that, you can also, we can communicate each other from that website. So I think that's my question. After this, we will see our website. Is that all, everybody?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, then I think if nobody, I think I have one question for Pak Bandung. So, Pak Bandung, you know, when our child like that, I myself don't understand about the oil. But lately, I do understand that the palm oil is very, very important to control rat, especially in palm oil plantation. So my question is, how can smallholder in, say, Nigeria or other places in Africa can start to have the palm oil in their plantation?
Okay, thank you. You are Indonesian. You are Indonesians, but you ask your questions is about Africa.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Right.
Okay. So I think it's really dependent on what African people is using about pest control, biological control for rats populations in that area. Because of, I think different place has its own traditional or unique methods for biological control. And I don't know whether these rats populations can cause significant damage in Africa or not. Because, you know, palm oil, as I explained it before, palm oil is not only found in Indonesia and Malaysia, but this species is cosmopolitan. It can be found in many areas in the world, including in Europe and Africa, but not in Antarctic area. So then this species should be there. But my question, you asked a question and I deliver different questions to you. So my question is, are these people are familiar with this palm oil species or not? Yeah, because as I explained it to you, even in Indonesia, when everybody is using palm oil for rats control, but not in Sulawesi, they don't use palm oil. They use different species of oil. There are many species of oils that can also be used for the rats control in this specific area. So it's really dependent on the people in Africa, what species that they use to control these rats populations in sustainable way.
Okay, I got it. Okay. I got it. So I think we can discuss it with all people from Africa through our website. So I think
Yes.
it's time for me to explain about the website.
Or
I
shall
think-
we take photo first?
Oh,
Sorry to
yes.
cut you. Yeah.
I think that's I
Yes.
think it's better if we take photos.
Because
just
everybody
one.
is here.
Yes.
Everyone is here, and we're close to the end. But I think it's always good to take a little breather and photo. So please, everyone on screen, please turn on your camera. Make sure we see your smiles to show that you are enjoying the session. It's been going on for the past 3 days,
Yes,
right,
yes.
Pak Wicak?
That's
And
right.
Pak Asmi was here on the other 2 days. Nice to see you again, Bapak, and Mas Bandung exactly, Pak Bandung exactly yesterday. So we need to do this now. Let's look at the screen, and my colleague will take the photo. And on my count, 1, 2, and 3. Smile. Okay. All right. So we have. Oh yeah, we have. Sorry. Yeah, we have one more. We have one more frame, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Say small holders.
Small holders.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you. Okay.
So I think it's time
For your part, Pak
for
Wicak.
us to show the website that's for smallholder for us.
Yes, Steve. Yes.
Short video.
Smallholder Outreach Program 2021 and the website for smallholder. The function of the website is a platform that allows global smallholders and associations to join CPOPC's network to discuss relevant issues and challenges in the capacity building and the achievement of SDGs. This website can be accessed through this link. Let's see smallholders in the world. There are more than 28 countries in tropical region that produce palm oil. Here are some countries in the list that significantly produce palm oil. Asia Pacific continent, Africa continent, Central and Latin America continent. Here is the platform we need. All of us can be in one global communication through this web. The website provides photos, videos, ebooks, mini blogs for farmers. In some users, the web is available in 5 languages. We can browse in the web. The website for smallholders is to enhance and boost the objective of the Smallholder Outreach Program, where is to establish a global communication network among smallholders of all palm-producing countries and to channel their voices. Central to the program is to disseminate good agricultural practices and to explore smallholders' perception and palm oil issue and challenges in their respective region. Now let's take a look into the gallery to see some videos. This is about CPOPC. What about the photos? You can choose topics of the photo, then you will find excited photos inside. This is a zoom picture of granules of urea, as big as a tip of my ballpoint. The menu farmer book. You can open them and enjoy the text. We have mini blogs for farmers. You can choose the item while change the language. There are menus to facilitate discussion and data recording. To use these menus, we need to make an account and sign it. Let's make an example. Put your name, countries, email, and phone number. Smallholder production. Smallholders can enter the harvesting data, such as tonnage, price. Then the system will calculate and show to the owner of the data about the dynamic of the production, price, and the suggestion for fertilizer dosage. Smallholder voice facilitates discussion in varieties of topics between farmers, or even experts can join. You can also raise a topic you like. This web is already accessible and continuously developed for better services and communication. We hope our communication will be much better in the near future. Welcome to the Smallholder Outreach Program website. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Pak Wicak. This is actually a very helpful portal, the one that was just shown on the video. So if anyone has any questions about today's session, about today's knowledge, etc., please send your questions to the portal or to the website. I think, Pak Wicak, you've already shared everyone the link.
Yes.
Yes, so make use of that. This is what it's all about. This is what this whole program is all about. And so the purpose, once again, of the website is for all smallholders around the world to connect, engage, and ask questions regarding agricultural practices, sustainability, even owl keeping, and the likes. So once again, like what Pak Wicak has said, all the materials they're actually already uploaded on the website. It's already fully functioning, so give it a go. And once again, do visit our YouTube channel, the CPOPC YouTube channel. I will share you the link again, or perhaps Nurul, you can share the link as well on the chat. Any sessions from Asia Pacific and yesterday's Latin and Central America can be replayed again, and as well as today's session from Africa. So without further ado, because we have come to the end of the session and we have gladly enjoyed all your presence today, this evening in our time, but morning in your time, I would like to invite CPOPC's Executive Director, Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Yusuf Basiron, for his closing remarks. So, Tan Sri, without further ado, the floor is yours. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, hello, good morning and good afternoon or good evening. Can you hear me?
You're very audible, Tan Sri. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please. Yes.
Thank you to everyone who has attended the second Smallholders Outreach Program 2021. That is dedicated to all the smallholders in the regions of Asia, Pacific, Latin and Central America, and now Africa. This program started in 2020, and I'm proud to see it run successfully this year. The objective of the Smallholders Outreach Program is to enhance the capacity of smallholders from the three mentioned regions in good agriculture practices and capacity building. Remember that smallholders are the backbone of the palm oil supply chain, because without them, the palm oil supply chain and the dynamics of the economy around the world will be affected. Thus, this is where CPOPC comes in. One of the functions of CPOPC is to improve the welfare of smallholders in many palm oil producing countries through capacity building and bridging communication with multi-stakeholders in the palm oil supply chain. We hope the SOP or smallholders outreach programs are useful and help smallholders. Next year, with the support from all smallholders from many palm oil producing countries, CPOPC will establish Global Smallholders Forum, and I hope to see you all there. Lastly, I would like to close this event by saying thank you all from the regions of Asia Pacific, Central and Latin America, and Africa for being here and connecting with us through this virtual session. This has been a successful 3-day event. Thank you once again, and I wish you all success in implementing the new knowledge that you have learned today. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So much, Nancy. Thank you, everyone. From the Secretariat of the Council of Palm Oil Producing Countries, here we are. From Jakarta, thank you, everyone who came, who has joined us. I hope all of you were happy to be here today, because we are.
Thank you very much, Sansri. Thank you very much, Pak Dubito.
Thank you,
very
Pak
much,
Dubito.
Pak Azmi, Pak Bandung, everybody.
Bye-bye. Yes,
Thank you very
everyone
much,
from Africa,
everybody.
thank you. Thank you for
Stay
all the
healthy.
questions.
Yes, see you next year in the same program.
Hopefully.
Bye-bye.
Panjang umur, Pak. Panjang umur.
Yes,
Panjang
siap.
umur, long live.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
Stay healthy to everyone. Do stay healthy. Look after yourselves.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mbak.